Welcome back to the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. We've been talking quarterbacks really for the last 2 months as the Browns are getting ready for the draft. They need a quarterback. So we decided we would do a series where we asked our quarterback professor, Shaun King, Super Bowl winner, former NFL starter, to go in the lab and look at tape of these guys and tell us what you see. Here now is Shaun King on Buckeyes national championship winning quarterback, Will Howard.
All right, Shaun, Will Howard is the talk of the town here in Cleveland, considering he just won a national championship 2 hours south in Columbus. After the combine, he tested well. People seem to think he has a chance to potentially sneak into the back of the first round, if not go somewhere on early day 2. I hear the chuckle from you, so I don't think you're in that camp, but we got 3 plays here from the national championship to highlight some of what Will Howard does well, Shaun.
Well, let me first of all tell everybody in Ohio and Buckeye Nation, congratulations on winning the national title. Will Howard did a great job of managing the game on the best college football team money could buy, and it worked out. But as far as him being a first-round quarterback prospect, and I'm glad we're doing this post-combine, because anybody that watched the quarterbacks of the combine, Will Howard was absolutely the worst. I do think that he has an opportunity, though, to be a late-round draft pick, meaning a 6th or 7th round draft pick that becomes a quintessential backup. You know, a guy that's good for the quarterback room, a guy that's professional, is always there on time. If something happened and he had to play a quarter or a half, you know, he'd be able to manage the game and not lose because of the quarterback. So when I'm evaluating Will and you can run the play, you know, that's just what I see. And it's not a knock. It just is what it is. Makes good decisions, but look at this ball. That ball is floating. You know, that ball is a low ball at 17, has the reach. I think that's tape, that he has the reach down to grab. You know, all those other guys that have that elite arm talent, that ball is in the face mask. And it's gaining velocity as it gets to the pass catcher. And, you know, this isn't an isolated thing. I think this is also an issue that Quinn Ewers from Texas has. He very similar arm talent to Will Howard. And it just is what it is. God done bless us all with big-time traits. Now, can he overcome what I think is a lack of actual elite natural ability? Yeah, he did it this year at Ohio State. But to think that he's a first-round draft pick, I can't get in the boat and say I agree with that. I can't even say that I think he's a day 2 draftable guy. I think he's a back half of the day 3 kind of quarterback that could end up playing a long time as a backup. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Shaun, Jay Crawford's going to be very upset with you after what you just said. I'm just going to tell you that now. You're going to get an angry text from Jay, who predictably loves Will Howard. Here's the second play we got, Shaun. And in the national championship game, he did start nearly perfect in the first half. This was one of those throws.
Well, you know, I love Jay. You know, that's my guy. I'm happy that Ohio State won. I think this is a great job of Will Howard going through his progressions and making the right decision under pressure. He throws an accurate ball. That's why I think he can be a career backup. I think if he has to come into the game, you're getting a guy that sees the field well, that's able to execute the offense. But when we're talking about first-round pick, I'm talking about a guy that can change our organization, right? Because, Jay, when you see this, I want you to think about it like this. If I take a player in the first round and I bypass another player that's elite, what am I doing? It'd be like when you look at this draft, the edge rushers are good. So Cleveland is losing Myles Garrett. What if I drafted Will Howard instead of Myles Garrett coming out of college?
Not good.
Because we needed a quarterback. You're still going to need a quarterback if you draft Will Howard. I don't think, you know, when it comes to traits that he fits in the top 32 quarterbacks in the world. So you're going to have, in my opinion, what would be the least talented quarterback in the National Football League. Now, he could still put it together and make it work, but I think you're rolling the dice that the odds just aren't in your favor. So I'm happy for Will. I'm happy for the Buckeyes. I thought they earned this national title because their path to this national title was extremely difficult when you see who they had to beat. But if you're asking my honest opinion, I just don't think Will Howard is a starting quarterback in the National Football League.
The last play we have from Will Howard here, Shaun, is the one that will go down in the record books in the minds of all Ohio State fans. Notre Dame making a comeback late, and that was put to bed when Will Howard found Jeremiah Smith on this deep bomb to seal the deal. Shaun, it was a completion, but in your opinion, was it a great throw?
Well, here's the thing. What took you so damn long? Was it Chip Kelly or was it Will Howard? I mean, if I'm not mistaken, this is the first time Jeremiah Smith got a target in the entire second half of this game. That's why the game was close. Like, one thing I want to tell Will, when you got really good players, give them a chance to be really good players. Again, this is a great anticipation. You know, they caught Notre Dame in a very vulnerable coverage where Jeremiah was one-on-one with no safety help. So he does a good job of inside stemming this route, but that's an impossible cover for the corner. So it's a great completion in a pressure situation by Will Howard, but I don't think there's a draft-eligible quarterback that doesn't make this throw.
Jay, your response.
Yeah, I want to go to the first play again. If we can roll that in. I don't know if you can do that with just out his audio.
We'll kill the audio.
Yeah.
You'll see us talking.
Okay, so the first play, he said, he doesn't have a strong arm. Look at this throw. It's got air under it. It's a softball. It's because it was a touch pass. There's a linebacker, number 44, is a good player. Number 44 is underneath. So on that throw, correct me if I'm wrong,
I like
that's
that.
a touch pass. He needs to get that over the linebacker and drop it into the receiver.
I thought this was a nice throw. Like the linebacker,
I liked it a lot.
The linebacker simulates a rush, so he comes up to the line of scrimmage. He gets hands on the tackle. Then he drops back underneath the crossing route, and I thought Will did a good job.
Well, he picked that up.
He picked it up, saw him. He put it over the arching hands of the linebacker, but right on the sideline where he can get 2 feet in. So I thought that was a real good throw. I thought
it's a teardrop.
Yeah,
I just think that
he dropped it in there.
It shows. I'm never going to question his arm strength. Go back to the Smith play, and that's just one of many I saw him throw this year with NFL velocity and zip. This just, to me, I know that he says that this is why he wouldn't take him. Oh, we got rid of it just when we were
bringing it back. Listen, it's not as easy with VMix as it is on other systems.
I know, because it was 30 seconds into the package.
Yeah, I know, and it's
I
tough
get
to
it.
fast
They probably saw it. I mean, to me, I put a check on what Kurt Warner said. He saw him make all of the throws that he needs to make. The hard outs, which he can make without any problem. I've seen him make those all season long. Outside the numbers, 10 yards and in from the line of scrimmage. Here it is. It's just a teardrop. It's a touch pass.
Oh, yep.
44 steps in front of that and likely takes it for 6 if he can get his hands
on a rope.
But he got it over his hands, so he couldn't do anything with it. I think that's a beautiful throw.
And I think that's a tough look to the short side of the field. Like, this congested over there. He got a lot of the little distractions and stuff. Listen, Jay, I don't think he said 7th round. I don't think he makes it past the 4th.
He's a mid-round pick, and at that point, it's if a team really loves the guy, he could go in the 3rd round. He could go in the 5th. It depends on team need in those middle rounds.
Doesn't he have the prototypical NFL quarterback size?
He's got good size.
He, as they say, looks the part.
And the run that he went on,
yes, a lot more mobile than people give him credit for.
And the playoff run he went on is only going to boost his stock. It's not going to hurt him.
Right. Now, I think the conversation before the playoffs was, especially after he lost to Michigan, he's a late-round pick.
Yeah.
But with every win in the playoff run, I think he improved his stock. And that throw to Smith, he saved the best for last. That one was the one he needed to make.
They beat all blue bloods.
I'd be stunned if he gets out of the 3rd round. I'm still going to project him as a 2nd rounder. And it's probably, maybe I'm over-speculating, but I'm doing that based on the fact of the position he plays and the absolute desire for teams to go out and get quarterbacks. They're desperate. We're taking a break. When we come back, I don't even know what this topic is. All I know is it's a mystery topic, and it has something to do with the Browns' Super Bowl chances. You'll find out with us what that topic is when the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show continues.